Hey, morning. How you doing? Hope you are well. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about masculinity and resilience. And part of it is based off a book that here in the UK, I don't know if it's released anywhere else in the world, but certainly in the UK, it's a book where men talk about their experiences of, having to be resilient, having to embrace being courageous, having to be vulnerable, having to show their emotions, having to embrace those emotions. And the idea of the book, and I don't know how many stories it is from the men. I don't know. I'd estimate 30, maybe 20 to 30. I don't know. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because the reason why the book was created was to challenge the narrative. In fact, not just to challenge, but to reclaim the narrative of masculinity. That narrative that says, showing our emotions is weak. That narratives that tells us that we should just man up when things happen, when difficult challenges arise. That narrative that says there's only one way to be a man. That stereotype that causes us to be afraid to show our feelings because it's deemed as being weak, unless it's some sports and people are men are crying because their football team won or lost, or whether it be fans in the crowd, or whether it be the players themselves, the athletes themselves. And so for me, being the dad of two young boys, being godfather to two young women, to having nieces and sisters, that narrative of masculinity isn't serving men or boys. It's harming us. And as much as I agree that the patriarchy exists and so on, there are whole demographics of men that don't benefit from patriarchy in as much as it's harming them, because their well-being is suffering, their mind state, their well-being, their mental, emotional and spiritual well-being is suffering because of it. So this is a great book. If you're in the UK, I try checking it out. And if you're not, there are other similar books. I spoke about the dad book that I wrote a chapter of the other week. But it's about reclaiming that narrative around masculinity and owning it. So encouragement to us as men, but also to women, brothers, dads, uncles, sons, help and support. Us as men, we can't do this on our own. It's completely impossible to do that on our own. And we need to come together collectively. Men supporting men, brothers supporting brothers, but also women supporting us as men, allowing us to be emotional, allowing us to be vulnerable, not expecting us to have a stiff upper lip or only demanding it from us when it suits. We have to find a way to reclaim that narrative. If we want to see a change in the world, if we want to be part of that change in the world, then it starts with each of us taking some personal responsibility as men and as the relative supporters of men and boys. Two young boys that I've got, things have to change. That narrative that got passed down from generations of men, something has to change. It can't continue. I don't want my boys to be in a world where that narrative is still as prevalent as it is. And while things are changing, yes, there's still a lot more work to be done. All right. As always, take care, bless up, and one love. Peace.